Hi there, this is Steve Spurrier. You can join University of Florida Hall of Famer Shane Matthews and also the two-time SEC Player of the Year every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, opinions, and some of the biggest names in sports. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can watch him live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
Good morning. It's a live edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. It is Friday, as I mentioned. We're going to have Matt LaPorta after JC. Oh. Matt LaPorta, who is your all-time leading home run hitter, participated in the 05 College World Series, will join us. Maybe Jack will break his record when he's out there. But LaPorta will tell you that he said flights did not work out for them because of scheduling time. So he is driving today to Omaha, Nebraska with 4 kids in the car. I can't think of anything worse. So he'll be joined. Who knows how loud and crazy that will be. JC, you're on the Titan MR hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. And we got a lot to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is we're going to talk golf. But Conyer Ron says this would be the first Stanley Cup for the Florida Panthers, which they leave 3-0, as do the Celtics. So it looks like there's probably going to be sweeps in the both series. But I turned on the Golf Channel this morning.
Yeah.
You're going to see carnage today, my friend.
Yeah.
Mark Hubbard, I was going to say he's a good player. He's on the damn PGA Tour, so he is a good player. He hit an approach shot, JC. I don't remember, maybe a 9-iron. It literally, he almost holed it out. So it bounces in front of the hole, bounces forward about 3 feet, sucks it back real nice and slow. And then the damn thing rolls off the green about 20 yards off the green. It was incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
They're going to be bitching and complaining today in the press conferences.
So why would you penalize a really good shot like that? I mean,
well, he must have had too much spin. You got to control your spin, JC. Can you control your spin?
Not really. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess, but I mean, look, you're just like me. I don't want to see 20 under. I don't like the way the PGA, how they just.
I thought it was too easy yesterday for them.
Well, yeah, and I don't really. I mean, we had some chip-ins from the bunker. We had a couple of shots off the green that went in, and so maybe that helped contribute to the low -5 type scores. But yeah, you're not going to see -5. Remember, you've got to do this 4 days in a row at Pinehurst if you're going to win this thing, and there's just going to be a round maybe in those 4 that's going to be difficulter than the other ones, let's say, or more difficult.
Difficulter a word?
I just made it up. We do things like that on this show. But QB, I was happy to see the scores at -5 lead after the first round because I don't think it's going to be that way going forward. It's going to get harder, right? There's no weather coming in. It's not going to soften up the greens. The premium on keeping the ball in the fairway is just going to continue to get higher and higher, and maybe more difficult if there's any wind at all, which I don't think there was yesterday. And I think you're right. I think you're going to see carnage. You're going to see high 70s all day long, high 70s. And that's going to challenge them. And so, yeah, maybe the winning score in this year's tournament will be 1 under or 2 under. I'm not sure. But I think it sets up for a great weekend. I can't wait to watch it.
So Dan wants to know on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law. How is the Tigers going to make the cut bet working for you, JC?
It's looking bad. I bet you the odds that I got 2-1 are now about 10-1. I just thought, listen, he drove the ball well yesterday. He kept the ball in play fairly well. He just could not putt, and he could not. I think he had 3 putts, QB. That is the difference between shooting a very respectable 71, 72 and shooting.
It happens to us average golfers.
It does.
But I did have.
I don't think he plays enough.
I don't give you play-by-play, but Wednesday I had one of the greatest finishes of my golf career, birding 4 out of the last 5 holes to everybody's rear end, and they were not happy. Andy says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, how improbable is it that Parker Bell had a better round than Victor Hovland and Phil Mickelson? Parker played better than a lot of guys, quite honestly. I mean, he shot 7 over. But for a guy who's a sophomore on the Gator golf team, that'd be pretty cool. I saw some pictures on Twitter of his family. He had probably about 50 people from his family there following him, which is pretty good. And JC, your Alabama Crimson Tide guy's not very good anymore.
Nick Dunlap? Oh, Justin?
No.
Yeah. No, Justin is really, really having problems around the green. It's hard to watch almost. He has been really off in the last, I'd say, 6 to 12 months. There's no doubt.
We'll get back to some more golf talk here, but we're gonna College World Series starts today. I think the first game are the semis and the Vols. I know they play today. I don't know if it's the first or the second game.
That's a tough draw, man.
But that should be a. I mean, I wonder who the Gator fans are rooting for, the Vols or the semis.
Well, I would probably guess Tennessee.
The Vols.
Yeah, I would guess Tennessee. I think it's interesting. We have 4 SEC, 4 ACC teams, and I believe Tennessee has all ACC teams on their side, and Florida State, or no, it's NC State, I think, has all 8 SEC teams on their side.
They're on our side. It's A&M, Florida, NC State, and Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky. Any team can win this. I said it on Wednesday. I really do believe this field is as balanced as it gets. I mean, the Gators are 13-1 underdogs. If you don't think that's got I mean, those are pretty good numbers. I would definitely explore looking at that on Hard Rock. And I think you're paying too much for Tennessee at only 3-1 or 2-1. I just think these teams are all capable of beating each other. You've got A&M to win it. I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, I love A&M's. I think that's a great pick. I think they're offensively are a juggernaut. But I can't separate either of these teams. I mean, NC State, you're going to tell me they don't get hot and win this? What a year that school has had. Final Four in basketball. Women's sports off the charts good. They have a decent season in football, and now their baseball team's in the College World Series. It's a great season for NC State. That's my favorite school in the triangle. Duke, North Carolina. It's all that we ever talk about is Duke, North Carolina. Everybody forgets about that red team in Raleigh, and that school has really made a name for itself, I think, this past year. What a great year in sports for them.
Yeah. Andy's question on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, says, does anyone think that CAGS is approaching, quote, the Tim Tebow status on campus?
No.
No.
Nobody thinks that.
Because it's baseball.
Nobody thinks that.
Because it's baseball.
CAGS is great. He's awesome. He's a baseball player. That's not even in the same world.
Yeah, it's not close. Baseball can't even compare to the visual or the things that you see. I mean, you see everybody wants to talk about is college football. They don't talk.
That's all everybody wants to talk about. 2 months
Speaking of college football, one of the texts here from Gary on the Titan MR text line, he says, Shane, could you please repeat those rankings, college football rankings that Phil Steele has in his magazine that you mentioned yesterday? Let me see if I still have it.
I missed that. What did you have? Is Phil out already?
His magazine is out digitally, or I think it's coming out, but he posted his top 30 something. So I'm just going to go through the SEC teams because I thought it was interesting. So listen to this, JC.
Yeah.
Bill Steele has the Dogs, Georgia Dogs at number 1, Texas at 4, Bama at 6, Oklahoma at 7, Ole Miss at 9, A&M at 15, Florida at 19, LSU at 20, Missouri 22, Tennessee 26, South Carolina 27.
Wow, he's got Florida ahead of Tennessee, Missouri, and LSU. Okay. Well, maybe at the beginning of the year we will see something like that. QB, I don't know. I think he's got Oklahoma overvalued. I don't know. I don't think Dylan Gabriel. I mean, with Dylan Gabriel leaving, I'm not sure that guy's going to be as good.
Well, he played a lot last year when Gabriel was hurt. He's very, very highly touted. I think he was the number 1 quarterback in the country 2 years ago. Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
I spoke with Brent yesterday. Seth Luttrell, who's in the Mike Leach tree, I think he coached at maybe North Texas. He was at Texas Tech. Anyway, he's been around. He's taking over for Jeff Levy, who I think is a pretty good play caller. Who went to be the head coach of Mississippi State. So we'll see about the Sooners.
I think they're overvalued. I don't think they're going to be as good. I'm looking at 8-5, Oklahoma, 8-4, something like that. I mean, that's not bad, but that's not Oklahoma standard. And I think Texas clearly is above them. I think you got Texas, a team that could absolutely challenge for the national title. I think they're going to be just as highly rated by the middle of the season as anyone else other than maybe Georgia. Georgia's schedule is harder. If you look at Georgia's schedule, they're finally on the road, playing some games on the road. QB, I got a trivia question for you real quick about college football since you brought it up and our time is limited today. Name me, if I just read this morning, did you know there are only 3 coaches active that have won national titles? Can you name them?
Are we talking about baseball?
No, football, college football.
Wait, give me the question one more time. JC, I have to multitask here.
Yeah.
So tell me what you just said again.
Well, can you name, there are only 3 coaches active that have national titles in college football. Can you name them? Just 3.
Kirby Smart, Dabo.
Yeah. The last one was the tricky one, but you'll get it if you think about it. I won't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste time on here, but just give me
it's a tough question.
Second. Just give me a second. Mac Brown.
Gosh, man, you are sharp this week. Have you been taking
right.
Prevagen? What have
all
you been
the concussion stuff is leaving my noggin.
I think
it's going away.
I think playing golf 5 days a week is really helping you. You get outside and the air is flowing through your membranes because you were unbelievable picking the field of the College World Series without even looking at it, and then and giving me the rankings. And now you just blew that trivia question right out the water.
I did. Seconds. I mean, you can't stump me. What was that show they used to have that stump that one guy on?
Stump the Swami.
The Swami or whatever his name is.
Or what the hell?
Yeah. Tony says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, Pinehurst was awesome. Flew back last night. Tried to name drop JC around the property, but no one knew who he was. And then Tony says this in response to about Cags. He says Cags sat in front of him at a football game last season for a quarter or so, and no one recognized him except me. If he were to do that now, everyone would want to say hello. Yeah, probably so. But, you know, he's a big dude, so.
Oh, yeah.
But he's nowhere near Tebow.
Oh, God, no.
I think he's a tremendous player, though.
Tebow's got a statue. I mean, he's got a statue, Heisman Trophy. I mean, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
This is a text on the Titan More text line who's a member of the GCC for 30 years. I'm assuming the Gainesville Golf and Country
That's
Club.
it.
Average score over those years, 79. Played Pinehurst. Number 2, 3 times best score, 91. JC, you're right about pay channels. Thursday through Friday should be on Golf Channel and weekend on Network. Yes. JC, I did not like the Plantation course. Now 89. You guys are good. What is he talking about? Thursday through Friday should be on the Golf Channel. It's on NBC Sports right now.
Wait a minute. Guess what the idiots did to us in the afternoon? And I fell victim to this treachery. They put the afternoon groups on at 5:00 on that ridiculous Peacock. So what did I do? I went in there and spent $19.95 or 99 cents and went and ordered me some Peacock, but I got 10 days to cancel it. So after they're done fooling around with Peacock, which I don't think they'll do on the weekend, but they did it yesterday. I think it was an experiment.
Yes, I hate that. I was kind of out of town after 2:00, but I watched it up on like NBC Sports till like 2:00.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was on till 2:00, but you missed the afternoon guys. I mean, you missed Rory's great round. You missed Scheffler's great round. Well, you missed most of it, I should say, because they did stop coverage on USA at 5:00, but then they threw that Peacock on there. Nobody wants to buy that.
Just think you can watch Notre Dame football now.
Oh, dear Lord.
You're a member of Peacock.
No, well, I'll be an unmember on Monday. I'm just carrying it in case I need it for the weekend, which I doubt I'm going to need it now because NBC is going to carry it. I'm not a big NBC guy.
Silverback Concrete builds firm foundations for generations. You stand on it. We stand by it. JC, we got a text here on the Titan More text line from Alex. He says, did you guys see the bear on campus? I did.
I did. Yeah. I saw the bear.
That poor bear was up in that tree, lost. He must have come from like
poor bear.
Down like Payne's Prairie or somewhere that way. Kind of roam through the city. He kind of roamed down 13th Street to campus.
Yeah. You know what else is going to be roaming to the east is the Cal Bears. I think they play Auburn. They play a bunch of teams in the east. That thing with the ACC and those two California teams just makes me laugh out loud. It is so silly, so dumb.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to Port? Not that we care right now. We won't waste a lot of time on this, but what's going to happen to Oregon State and Washington State, QB? And by the way, the Celtics, how anybody could have not watched the first two games and thought Dallas was going to win the third game is beyond me. I don't know what they're watching. All these guys on ESPN are praying that this series goes more than 4 games, so they're going to have something to talk about, because that's all anybody on ESPN talks about is the NBA. That's all they want to talk about. NBA.
I can't tell you the last time I turned on Sports Center.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all NBA and whatever LeBron's doing for breakfast. And then you got these guys, the Shield, the Panthers, man. Those dudes went to Edmonton, had a 4-1 lead and held on. That is an elite team. That's a great team. The way they play hockey is amazing. I know you don't care, but if you do watch hockey, and listen, the state of Florida, think about this. The hockey capital of the entire planet is the state of Florida, because you're going to have soon 3 Stanley Cup champions in the last 5 years. Now, you tell me where the capital of hockey is. It ain't Canada. It's not Wisconsin. They don't even have a pro hockey team in that god-awful state. It is Florida. The Lightning won it twice, and the Panthers are about to carry the cup back to Sunrise. Sunrise, Florida. Sunrise, Florida, home of the Stanley Cup champions. In Sunrise, right there on I-95 and A1A and Highway 1, they call that the Federal Highway. The Panthers are going to win the cup. Woo!
Are you going to go down to the parade when they have it?
I might go to that parade. You just never know. It's South Florida. It's fun down there.
Oh, yeah. It's another world.
It's a different world. I don't.
You can't pay me to go down there.
Hey, the Elbow Room is a great little bar right there on the corner of in Fort Lauderdale on A1A. That's where Charles Barkley and PK Subban, all your heroes hang out at that bar, QB. But it's great to see. But I don't understand why people were picking the Mavericks even after the first game. It made me laugh. But whatever.
Conyer Ron wants to know how many Canadians play for the Panthers.
Probably
a lot.
Most of them, but a lot
Russians, of them. I don't even. There's Sergei Fedorov and all those Steve.
No,
all those Russians still play in the league.
Sergei Bobrovsky. He is the goalie. He'll win the award. He'll be the MVP, and he is from Russia. Their captain Alexander Barkov is from Finland. But these guys are Americans now, it seems like, because they live here and they play their sports and make their money here. And they love playing hockey here. Or otherwise, they would be playing over there. But they like to play here. So there are a lot of economic reasons for that, as you know, and everything else.
CRB on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, QB, the only reasonable outcome for the FSU-Tennessee game is if they tie 0-0. Maybe the benches will clear in an all-out brawl. Both teams get disqualified from the tourney, and they both lose. Go Gators.
I think this is going to be fascinating to watch. I'm as excited to watch the College World Series, I think, almost as much as the U.S. Open, although it's close. The U.S. Open is awesome. It's my favorite major. QB, when you were watching it yesterday, were you thinking to yourself that there would be I
was thinking of
7s, 8s, and 9s on some holes because the balls just kept rolling off the green.
Yeah, I was thinking this course wasn't the hard when I played it 25 years ago.
No, it sure wasn't. It is much different. But
I promise you, you're going to hear bitching and complaining in the press conferences today.
That's fine. But look at Martin Keimer. 10 years ago, he won it here, and he's 1 under. Oh, he's right there. How about that?
Let's see who shot the highest number. I'm gonna look it up right now. Some dude named dude from England named Sam Bairstow. He fired a 13 over par.
Yeah. Well, it's very understandable. Justin Thomas had no idea where he was yesterday. It was tough for him.
Yeah, Mickelson's probably the only name guy because remember, guys like JC and I can qualify for the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
so you got some guys that people have never heard of. But Mickelson, I'm going from the dead last scrolling. Mickelson is the biggest name. Him and Bo Hostler. Sahith Theegala shot 7 over. So
are you surprised that how about this guy from France, Pavon?
He's won this year.
Played pretty well. Yeah, he has. Some good names up there, man. I think Cantlay and McElroy, great rounds yesterday. But the thing is, McElroy's already won over today. He's only played 2 holes. He got the morning tee time today because he was the afternoon yesterday. I think you're right. I think we're going higher. We're going higher than what we saw even yesterday.
All right, real quick, let's get to This Day in Sports, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life. Campus USA Credit Union. 1990, the defending champion Detroit Pistons beat the Trailblazers. 92-90 in Game 5 for back-to-back titles for the Bad Boys. When was the last time a damn NBA game ended 92-90? 1990 probably. That's This Day in Sports, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Just to recap over the weekend, so when you're sitting at home in your recliner on the couch watching the U.S. Open, our Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's #1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte surrounding area, picks. I have Victor Hovland, who ain't making the cut.
No.
Cam Smith, who's right there. Kepka, who played great and then
played great, but he'll be in the
putted terrible. And then Hideki still there. You have Morikawa, who's right there. You have JT, who will be flying home.
Yeah.
Down there to South Florida later today.
Yeah.
He ain't making the cut. You got Bryson and Wyndham Clark. I don't know how he played.
Yeah, but I have Bryson. I did take Bryson. You're right. I like those choices, except for Justin Thomas. His game.
Yeah, but how did Wyndham Clark play good?
Yeah, I didn't see. But QB, since we are about to start the CF, the College World Series, give me your picks for today's 2 games: Virginia, North Carolina, and FSU and Tennessee.
I'll go with the Tar Heels.
Tar Heels, okay.
And I'm gonna go with the Vols.
Vols, all right. And then tomorrow, you like A&M and over the Gators.
Well, I mean, my heart's going with the Gators, but
but you took A&M. Okay,
but A&M I think is the best team out there.
And then Kentucky and NC State. What a game, man! I can't wait to watch this stuff.
Ooh, I'm going to take the Wolfpack in that.
Yeah, they are rolling. They are absolutely on a roll. Good for them. Good for them. They got screwed during COVID, and now they're back. I love that story.
Michael says here on Facebook, on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, as we're waiting on LaPorta. He says, QB, you may have answered this before, but in your illustrious golf career, very illustrious, have you had an ace? Yes, I've had 2. I've had 2.
Where?
One was at West End. The other one was in Chris DeMarco's
tournament,
charity tournament on the hole where he hits. It's a little par 3 at Heathrow.
I remember that.
Number 10, 11, 12 over water.
You yeah, you did show me that.
Very slopey green, and I just hit a little. I think it was like 160 yard. I hit a little 9-iron, and I was talking crap to DeMarco. I said, "Okay, I'm going to hit it past the hole, and I'm going to spin it in, and I'll be damned if it didn't do it." So,
well, if you call your shot, the pros love you even more. That's great. Yeah,
that's right.
Well,
Joseph wants to know, wonder how much the new CAG's Topps baseball card will be worth one day. I guess it all depends on how his career turns out, right?
It does. Totally does. Absolutely. But this is a great story. I mean, the Gators 13-1. You can jump on that. By the way, if you want to really make some money, look at Brooks Koepka and look at Brooks Koepka. He's 30-1, and Collin Morikawa is 30-1 right now. I mean, those are good numbers. These guys are only 4 or 5 strokes out right now, even though it's the first round. But Koepka is so good in this type of environment. I really think he's going to make a run and be involved in the weekend. I really like his. He kind of got a little loose on the backside, but he is so consistent to me anyway in this environment. He's won 2 U.S. Opens and 3 PGAs. He's tremendous. And then Collin Morikawa, he could have gone really high yesterday, but he got it back, birdied the last 2 holes with a chip in out of the bunker on 17, and a nice, beautiful, long right to left snake that he rolled in on 18. He seemed to get a little mojo going. It was his round was over at that point, but he pulled it back to even par. And when you make double bogey in a tournament like this, on a course like this, it's almost impossible to get those 2 strokes back in a short period of time. And he was able to do that before the round ended because he made a double bogey on the front 9. They are having some success on hole number 5. That's that par 5. That's about 570 yards, but they're having no trouble getting there in 2. So that's the easiest hole on the course on the front 9, and it'll help these guys maintain, because some of these holes are just unbelievable. They're unbelievable. I don't think I'd enjoy playing that course, QB. It's too hard. I don't want to get out there.
They challenge yourself in life.
I challenge myself waking up sometimes in the morning and not falling down the stairs.
I love hard golf courses.
You do? Well, then you would have more fun there than me. I'll let you play too.
That's why I like UF. That's why I love UF, because the greens are so damn hard.
UF is darn tough. It's the best test of golf in our local area outside of Marion County. There's no question.
Well, I would still put their greens up against anybody in the state or in the Southeast, maybe the country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I'm going by what I see and what our golf coach says.
You ever been to Bay Hill?
They play around the country.
You played Bay Hill?
Well, he has. I haven't played Bay Hill in a while, but
okay.
I put for as much play as they get. It's mean,
it's true.
All right, real quick. Where did this go? Oh, so Barone says Miami and now Hollywood is my hometown. Bring your passport to come here, and you'll have a great time.
Well, it's the way it's been. And when I was in Los Angeles not very long ago, I felt the same way. It's incredible, unbelievable, really. I told my son 20 years ago. He's 25 now. My youngest son. I said, Sam, make sure you learn Spanish when you go through school. And now he's fully fluent in Spanish, and he does have an advantage when he travels and does other things. That's great.
All right. There was one question I had to ask you, and I can't find I wrote it down. I can't find it though. Anyway, all right, JC.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
Big
golf,
weekend,
enjoy
man.
the baseball and all that good stuff, and we'll recap it all on Monday.
QB, I'm Hammock Dunes in it today, beach course. I'll let you know how that goes.
So it's a good, difficult golf course if you play the correct tees, JC.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to play it at 6,000 yards?
No, about 64, 63, whatever.
There's no way you play it that far. No way.
Why? 63? I'd play 60.
You're going to play the white tees, right?
I'll have to let you know when I get there.
It'll be about 6,100 tops.
I'll let you know on Monday, smart Alec.
Challenge yourself, JC. It will only make you better.
Celtics.
That's JC joining.
There you go.
That's JC joining us on the Titan Tomorrow hotline. We're going to take a quick time out. Come back. We'll be joined by Matt LaPorta.
Driving to Omaha.
His journey to Nebraska.
Chevy Chase and what's their name going Wally World. I mean, good luck. Where's he driving from? Florida?
Tampa.
Oh my goodness, what's wrong with that man?
So JC, you're great with geography. Do you know what his route is right now without looking at an atlas map?
I think he's going to go straight up 75 and then take a left in Kentucky. Yeah, something like that. Ask him.
You don't.
I mean, he can go through the Panhandle. He could go through the Panhandle, but I
thought he would go like I-10.
Yeah. He could go through Alabama on 65 up to Nashville and all that. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm going to Google that right now. How long it's going to take? What would you guess right now? How long it's going to take?
Matt's drive to Omaha is going to take him between 18 and 20 hours.
Okay, hang on.
Just
from here. So let's say 2 hours from Tampa to Gainesville.
Yeah.
It's 22 hours.
Okay, so I was close. 20.
So it looks like here they would take us
20 hours.
I-75, as you said, through Atlanta to Chattanooga to Nashville.
Nashville and then over.
All the way up to Nashville, through St. Louis,
Missouri.
Through Columbia, Missouri. Through Kansas City, then go north. Keep going north and bam, there's Omaha.
Tell Matt to let him get in the winner's bracket and then go. That's what I would do. My God. Oh, well. Good for Matt. Good for Matt and his family. I hope they have a great time. Good game.
Yeah. All right. That's JC joins on the Titan Tomorrow hotline. We'll take a quick timeout when we come back. As I said, Matt LaPorta. I wonder if he's at a rest area yet. You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the morning. We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law attorneys of the Florida Gators. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Campus USA. Put some star power to work in your financial life with Campus USA Credit Union.
Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise.
Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch. Our gridiron sponsors are UF Bookstores, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogre State Farm Insurance, F45, Quality Plumbing. Our touchdown sponsors are Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteak, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Dowling Signs, Baker Sporting Goods. If you're interested in promoting your business on the show, call Freddie at 352-284-3733. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's next private label whiskey release party is Friday, June 14th. Celebrate National Bourbon Day with us as we launch our new Buffalo Trace Single Barrel Select Bourbon. Mingle at Visor's Rooftop for the release of Spurrier's 4th private label. Enjoy a bourbon-inspired menu, specialty drinks, raffles, and each ticket includes your own Steve Spurrier autographed bottle of Spurrier's Buffalo Trace Bourbon to take home. Go to Spurriers.com to get your ticket today. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Ruse Ogre State Farm offers a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visitogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. We're going to go back to the Titan More hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. We're joined by some people put him on the Mount Rushmore of Gator baseball. I would say yes. Matt LaPorta. Good morning, Matt. How you doing, man? You hanging in there? Lots of coffee drinking? Not drinking, driving, but coffee drinking while you're driving.
How you
doing, man?
That's right. We got a little coffee. I'm good, Shane. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we got a little shot of coffee this morning and back on the road. Go out there and watch these Gators.
Yeah. Speaking of the Gators, obviously, as of today, you are the all-time home run champ for the mighty Gators. How does that feel that a guy's even gotten close to you having a chance to break that record?
Man, I'm impressed. Honestly, I just didn't think anybody would really get that close because, again, I played 4 years, slightly different, had some injuries and stuff. But most guys, if you're swinging it like a guy like Tag he's going to be gone in 3 years like he is. But he's just been unbelievable. It's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, you've been around baseball your whole life. Have you seen a ball jump off his bat? Now, some people say the ball's juiced, the bats are juiced today, but just the strength he has in his swing. Yeah,
it's impressive. I might say the balls are a little juiced, but that is taking nothing away from him. He can. The other day we were watching, I think the game against Clemson. He flicked his wrist and was like, "Oh man, it's a pop out." Boom, over the batter's eye. My wife and I are looking at each other like, this guy he's a freak. He's unbelievable power.
He is a freak. We got a Facebook Live question here for you from one of our Chicago listeners. He says, okay. Matt, coming out of high school, what was the decision process to not sign with the Cubs and become a Gator?
Good question. Well, that was a tough one because I grew up a Cubs fan. Family were, all from Chicago and stuff, my dad's side. And, my high school or ex-high school baseball coach, Dave Tillett, he's the head coach at Florida Golf Coast. He started that program there. And he gave me some really sound advice. It was like, look, Matt, if you can't go to college and improve your draft stock, you were never going to make it to the big leagues anyway. And it just, I don't know, it resonated with me. And it's like, he's right. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to have a great time going to the University of Florida, and I'm going to get better. If I don't get better, I was never going to make it anyway, and now I've got a degree to fall back on.
Yeah, I've never heard it put that way, but that is kind of interesting. That is some good advice. You played for Pat McMahon, and y'all played, I want to say you played in the old Rosenblatt Stadium, correct, in 2005?
That's right, yep.
Yeah. Just talk about your experience. Obviously the Gators were there last year, but just the experience of playing in the College World Series. What was that like?
Oh, there's nothing quite like it, especially as a young, 18-year-old, 19, 20, whatever, 21. They fill the stadium. You've got 30, 40,000 fans in these stadiums. And I remember we came out and played Nebraska our first game. And I mean, obviously they're right there. And it was just a sea of red. And just the passion that people had and the amount of people that were walking around Rosenblatt. I mean, I tell everybody, I'm like, look, if you've got young kids and they're remotely into baseball, going out to the College World Series is a must do as a young family. I think it's just a fun experience.
And you're taking, how old are all the kids you're taking out there for this trip?
Yes. Yeah. So we got 4. We're taking my daughter, she's 12. I got twin boys that are 10, and then another 8-year-old daughter.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so they're all yours. I didn't know if you were taking just a bunch of little boys out there, but that's cool. A family trip to go watch the Gators play. Just talk about, I don't know how well you know Sully, but just talk about the job he's done since he's taken over the baseball program.
Yeah, I've gotten to know Sully pretty well, even when I was coming up through college and stuff. And I think he's been a fantastic coach for the organization, for the Gators. He's done a great job at producing talent. Obviously, him and his team, they do a wonderful job at recruiting talent too. And he's just built I think he's built a really, really nice program for the University of Florida. We should all be proud of what he's done. And I think he's got a lot more runway as far as just coaching for us and doing a great job.
Dan's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel Law. Matt, how welcoming is the baseball program to former players?
Yeah, I think they're pretty welcoming. I think, as former players, we've got to, it's still on us to, it's on anybody, right? Like if you want to have a relationship with someone or something, right? You've got to also put the work in and reach out and, hey, is there anything I can do? Is there I'm going to bring my family out to a game. Can I? I think you have to, it's a two-way street. You got to stay engaged with the university.
On your Ron's question, this is kind of interesting here on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Nowadays, they have all the technology to measure home run analytics. Did they have any of that technology back in your day? Because you hit some home runs that were legendary.
Well, thank you for that. No, they didn't really have the analytics that they have now. So, exit velocity was not a thing. Launch angle was not a thing. Obviously bat speed was, but they didn't measure it like they measure it now. Spin rate for pitching is, they didn't have any of this. They started really coming out with this probably more in 2015, 2016, just as I was coming out of professional baseball. They really started getting into the analytics.
All right, we got another Facebook Live here for you. We got a bunch of questions. I'm trying to pick and choose here some good ones.
Yeah,
this one says, if I can get it to come up, it's coming up right here. Matt, how special was it to represent the USA in 2008 Olympics? Besides the beanball, what are your memories of that experience?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, that was a real honor to be able to represent the U.S. and go play baseball in Beijing for the Olympics. I mean, it's something that I, hold dear to my heart, because it's one of those, playing baseball, it's unexpected to go play in the Olympics. And so to be able to do that was truly a blessing. And probably we had some really great, memorable experiences, but one of them was, so the U.S. kind of, before you walk out for the opening ceremonies, you have like this holding tank, and it is all of the Olympic athletes in one area. And so, you're taking pictures with Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant, the president, Mike Krzyzewski. Like it was really amazing to be in a room with that many phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. George's question on the Titan MR text line, Matt, what is your favorite memory as a Gator?
That's a good one. I would say it was in 2005. We're playing Vanderbilt. I'm leading the country in home runs. My previous 2 at-bats, I struck out against Jensen Lewis with fastballs inside. I don't know why, I just didn't hit him. And Adam Davis was hit in front of me. They intentionally walked Adam Davis to get to me. Again, I'm leading the country in home runs, like having a pretty decent year. So they intentionally walk Adam Davis to get to me, which loads the bases. And so we go up. I go up and have my bat. I'm like, I'm going to make this guy pay. Go up, have the at bat. I'm battling. We get to 2 strikes. He throws me a couple fastballs inside. Battle. Throws a breaking ball. Foul it off. Throws me one more fastball inside, and I hit this ball a mile. I don't know if you've ever been to the Vanderbilt field. They had like this basketball stadium or something back there, and I hit it on top of the roof. And I remember and I don't ever recommend this, right? But I remember walking like halfway to first base. Like you just tried me on one of the biggest stages, and I made you pay.
Yeah, I've heard Cardozo tell that story. Now, did you also hit the O-Dome back in the day?
I hit the O-Dome, yeah, like at the base of the O-Dome.
And how far is that? Did y'all ever measure it?
I have no idea how far that is.
It's a long ways. I do know that.
It's not. It wasn't close. It wasn't close.
Matt, this question here from Jim is, Matt, are you involved in like youth baseball, and what would you recommend with these kids playing year round?
I am involved with youth baseball. My 2 boys play, and my boys only play in the spring. Now, I think that I think it's important for kids to play other sports, right? To become an athlete in different arenas. That way they learn how to move their feet, move their bodies in different ways. I think by just doing baseball or one sport, like you become one-dimensional. And there's kind of a price to pay, right? I think you have to have, as a parent or a coach, you have to have a long-term vision on your young players, right? Like my kids, they're super raw, right? But I don't need them to be at 10 years old the best in their league. I really don't care. I don't care if they're the best in high school when they're 17, 18, right? They just need to be good enough to go to university and then just keep working and be good enough to get, to professional baseball, and then let the chips fall where they may after that.
Yeah, I agree. Play every sport you can while you can. It will definitely make you a better athlete. Live a healthier lifestyle with our bold, flavorful smoothies and our amazing food. Tropical smoothie. When you eat better, you feel better. A few more minutes with Matt LaPorta, SEC Player of the Year back in the day for the Gator baseball. John's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mountain Law. Which team did you look forward to playing every year? What opposing team had the best atmosphere?
I would say the best atmosphere we played in. Well, that's tough. I would say it's either LSU or Mississippi State. Both atmospheres were probably some of the best in college baseball. I mean, Mississippi State, you'd play the game, they'd wear you out the whole game, but after the game, you'd walk out to the outfield and they'd have a huge spread out there, barbecue and whatever you want. And they were just the greatest fans. LSU I loved LSU, the intensity there. That was a lot of fun. I think, I always look forward to playing Miami. It was an in-state rival. I always enjoyed that series.
All right, last thing for you here. Y'all are heading out to Omaha right now to watch the Gators. Games tomorrow night. You got 4 SEC teams, 4 ACC teams. We're not expected to do anything, but as you've seen in postseason play, anything can happen. What do you think the Gators have to do just to keep winning out in Omaha?
Well, I think they got to keep doing what they've done the last week. And what it looks like to me is they're playing free. They look like a team that, hey, we're surprised we got in the regional, but now that we're in the regional, let's see if we can do some damage. And they've been able to do it. And I think that they're going to play with a lot of freedom because they don't have any expectation. There's no expectation. I mean, the fact that they got to the College World Series, the fact that they got into a regional is incredible. I mean, I remember my junior year, we went 500. We didn't get into a regional.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they got in, I think that they're going to play free, and they just keep playing free and have fun and get after it. I think they can do some damage there.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Appreciate you taking the time on your little family vacation out to Omaha. I hope y'all packed a lot of clothes because you could be out there a long time, you know.
I know, it's funny. We thought about that. We're like, you know what? Let's just bring enough clothes for like 5 days. And if we gotta, we'll find wash them at the hotel, have the hotel wash them or whatever for us. And but yeah, we could be out here because we're not leaving until the Gators lose. So,
awesome.
It'd be pretty fun.
Y'all be safe. Be safe. I'm sure the kids will really enjoy this trip, and we appreciate your time, Matt.
Absolutely, Shane. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Yep, you too. That's Matt LaPorta, All-American SEC Player of the Year. Join us on the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Take a quick time out, come back and wrap up this Friday edition.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's next private label whiskey release party is Friday, June 14th. Celebrate National Bourbon Day with us as we launch our new Buffalo Trace Single Barrel Select Bourbon. Mingle at Visor's Rooftop for the release of Spurrier's 4th private label. Enjoy a bourbon-inspired menu, specialty drinks, raffles, and each ticket includes your own Steve Spurrier autographed bottle of Spurrier's Buffalo Trace Bourbon to take home. Go to Spurriers.com to get your ticket today. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Comfort Temp Heating and Air is looking for an enthusiastic, motivated comfort specialist to join our team. $1,000 sign-on bonus after 90 days, awesome benefits, and the opportunity to grow with a winning team. Apply today at ComfortTemp.com. Comfort Temp Heating and Air. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. Again, I want to thank JC and Matt LaPorta. So Ray on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, says no way he's in a car with 4 kids for this interview. He was. They drove up to Chattanooga yesterday, so he was in the car, already left their hotel in Chattanooga. But you got to remember, Ray, I think his kids are around 10 or 11, all 4 of them, somewhere around there. In today's world, they all have their ear pods, they got laptops, they can watch movies, so they were on their best behavior. But appreciate LaPorta taking his time to join the program. One of the greatest baseball players to ever play here. A lot of people say the Mount Rushmore, so to speak, of baseball would be him, Wilkerson. Gosh, who's the other one I'm leaving off? I wish you'd put Cags up there now, but I can't remember who else most people think would be there. U.S. Open has cranked up this morning. A couple of the guys that were in the top 5 struggling. Rory's won over on the day through 3 holes, as is DeChambeau. So I think it's going to be very, very difficult, which I love. My man, Tom Kim is 1 under on the day. He's at even par, tied for 15th. So Tom Kim. I don't think I picked him this week, though. Got baseball today, baseball tomorrow, and golf all weekend. A couple of texts here on the Titan MR text line. This is from Jonathan. He says, Shane, do we know who is pitching game 1 for the Gators? Yes, Liam Peterson will pitch game 1, and Jack will pitch game 2. Hopefully game 2 will be in the winner's bracket. It's very similar to softball. It's not as critical in baseball as it is in the softball tournament or World Series, but winning game 1 just sets you up so nicely. But again, we have to face the Aggies, who I think is the best team out there, best overall team. However, we took 2 out of 3 from them here in Gainesville early in the year. Not that that matters, but I wish we were playing an ACC team though. Just when you play people that you're familiar with, I just don't like it. Oh yeah, Pete Alonso. Yeah. Oh, why? So thanks, Jason, so your Mount Rushmore potential candidates would be obviously LaPorta, Brad Wilkerson, Wyatt Langford, Pete Alonso, and Cag. So that's 5 dudes right there. And he said, do you think they will ever have a Ring of Honor type shrine for baseball at Condren? That's a good question. They probably should do something like that. I don't know, Sully, I don't think, and I don't know this for a fact. I don't know if he cares about that kind of stuff because, like I told you, he kind of has that. Although the Yankees have a little shrine, because you're not supposed to have long hair, facial hair, no names on the back of the jerseys, things like that. But they could put something up there. But those guys I just mentioned would be definite ring of honor people for sure. All right, so yeah, LaPorta just Texas, and they're on their way. So that's going to do it for today's program. I'm ready to go watch some golf and then go play some golf. So I hope everybody has a great Father's Day weekend out there. And we're going to recap everything on Monday. And hopefully the Gators win tomorrow against the Aggies. Have a great day, folks. Take care.